Happy holidays from my home to yours. Guys, welcome into my home. And remember what this season is all about. It's about loving family, loving friends, and most importantly, about our Lord and our Savior. So enjoy your holiday. Hey family, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are working on the kitchen and we're working on the master bedroom, getting those finalized for the holiday season. Family, if this is your first time seeing me, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to tell a friend to not tell another friend about this channel. On this channel, we do DIY, we do interior design, decorating, and we also do DIYs. And you will definitely be seeing a DIY in this video today. So guys, the first thing I want to do is prepare my meat for cooking because I am going to be doing cooking in this video. So this is saltfish. If you guys never heard of saltfish, you can buy it like in a farmer's market, and I like to buy it with the bone in. I don't like meat that's supposed to have bone and somebody took it out for me. I don't know, that just freaks me out. Anyhow, the way they cure this fish is they put like sea salt on it and they put it out in the sun to dry. So what I did is I wash off some of the salt and I put it in some water. I'm going to put it in some water so that it can soak some more. Normally you would want to do this overnight. What that does is it helps to not only soak out some of the salt, but it softens the meat as well. So I decided to go ahead and let it soak while I tidy up the kitchen. So as you will see, this is the same day that I did the dining room. So like I said, everything that was over there ended up coming over into the kitchen. And now from in the kitchen, they're going to go where they have to go. So that's why you see over there by the stove look kind of cluttered. Is because those are stuff that I don't know. That's just how I clean. Like certain things, I would take them directly to where they have to go. And other things, I don't know. I'd be like, I'll figure out where I'm going to put that. Because sometimes I don't know where I actually want to put it. So that's why I will rest it from one spot to the next. And as I get where it's at, it's like, this is its final destination. The only place you can take it to is where it's supposed to be. So that's basically, I don't know. That's how it works for me. So these are the canisters that I showed you guys. The thing with these canisters, I wanted to wash them first. I was going to put like sugar and coffee and stuff like that in them. So I did add a little bit of Clorox to the water and I'm kind of, cleaning them. But I don't know. I don't think I want to put sugar. I was like, if you go put sugar in here, then you have to deal with ants and stuff like that. So I don't know what to put in them so that they can look pretty. So right now they're just on the counter empty. So if you guys have any suggestions on what I should put in them, I kind of don't want to put nothing in there where anybody have to continuously go to it unless it's me going to it. So I don't want to be like an everyday use for everybody. I know I'm going to take care in terms of, taking the cover off, putting it back on, all that kind of stuff. Other people just may not. So, yeah, give me some ideas down in the comments. What you guys think I should put in. I just can't think on anything. I don't want to put salt. I don't want to put rice. And I don't think I want to put coffee because coffee, if it happens to get any kind of moisture, it would harden around the rim and I don't want that. So guys, remember I showed you that picture. You're going to see what I do with it when I'm styling the space. So these, I don't know if you guys remember those cooking sets. I did get those from Amazon months ago. And I wish like whatever container I had them in, like you could see the gold on the bottom, but I'm yet to get a container that matches what I got going on. Guys, about that DIY I want to do. This is not for the DIY, but this was so cheap at Turkey's for Black Friday. It was like 50% off, so I got this. And then I saw this bowl. I I was like, okay, this is the bowl I'm gonna use to do that DIY to put on that table. So I might do the DIY in this video, I'm not sure. But I got this bowl. I think it was 30 or 40% off. I think it was 30. You see that? Now I wish it was black. I might spray it black if I don't like it. But as of now, this is it. And again, the price was $39.99 with 30% off. So this is what I'm going to use to do my DIY that I told you guys about in my last video. And I don't think I ever showed you guys how I install those some like pull-out trays I install underneath my cabinets. I just love those. I think I did show you guys those, but they have under there so organized. It's so much easier to see stuff now and grab stuff. So those were definitely a very good install. Okay guys, so this is what I picked up for myself in Africa. I don't think I ever showed you guys this. I always wanted one of these, and it's basically to blend seasons together. I definitely will not be using mine though. It's just going to be for decor because it came from Africa. So that canister will be the one that I will be putting my cooking set in. And again, I wish it was glass so that you can see the gold to the bottom. But I always get those and I never think about, hey, you want something that's going to show the bottom part of your cooking set. But one day I probably will remember. So this is when I'm thinking about it, like I'm wiping the water out and I'm saying, wait a minute. Do you really want to put sugar in these? Like, what if the ants get in there? Like, ugh. I hate ants. They're so annoying. So, again, let me know, guys. Let me know what you think I should put in those. So, as you can see, I put the saltfish already on the stove to start to boil. Because I didn't soak this overnight, I'm going to have to boil that like 3 times. 3 times because I need to get the majority of the salt out of the fish so it don't be too salty. And also to help soften the meat. But when you do it overnight, you don't have to worry about softening the meat. I would have only had to boil it 2 times, but I'm gonna have to do this 3 times. So moving on to this side of the kitchen, I think this was my best side with the canisters. I think because I didn't put anything in them, it's over there feels very unfinished. But this right here, I really, really like. So this tray, I've always had it. You know, I always tell you guys, shop your home. So I went in the cupboard and I took it out. So this is my water pitcher. And I am going to put some Christmas picks in there along with some, I forgot what you call them, bush right there. Jesus, how you forget that, girl? Oh. Anyways, if I remember, eucalyptus. Jesus, some eucalyptus bushes. Not bushes, but sticks. So I am just adding some color. I felt like it needed some black there. And I really, really loved how that turned out of everything else I did. So babe is ready. He's ready for his breakfast. I am preparing some breakfast for him. And he wanted some scrambled eggs. He don't like a lot of stuff going on in his egg unless it's an omelet. And I have to fry this down really, really dry. Like dry, dry, dry. If it have any wetness in it, it will gross him out and he will not eat it. Okay, so I made him some eggs. He wanted some toast with that. And then I had to make his tea. So with his tea, you got to mix like about 4 different teas together. And you can't make it hot either. And that's what freaks me. I'm like, who drinks tea but you don't want the tea hot? It's almost a little above room temperature is how he likes his tea, which is so weird to me. But Yeah, so that's all he wanted. I'm giving him his breakfast. So like I said, you're gonna see me cooking in between this. And now what I'm doing is I'm throwing the water off of the saltfish and I'm loading it with some new water. So it's like you let it boil for about 30 minutes and then you pour that water off, because now that water is really salt. So you want to pour that off. You want to put fresh water, so that fresh water will keep continuously boiling. Pulling the salt out of the fish. Here I am making some Johnny cake. So I got this recipe from my girlfriend's sister. I call her my sister girlfriend. Yeah. So I got this recipe from her because I would make this. I used to make it like off the rip, like just go, and sometimes it will come out good and another time it won't. So she finally gave me the I was telling her like it's always hit and miss for me. So she actually gave me the ingredients and now I'm a boss on this. So basically you mix it up and then you're gonna knead it and then you let it sit for a little bit. I like to put milk in mine. And the flour that I use is you need to read your ingredients. My ingredients for my flour, it just says flour. There's no additives, there's no bleach, there's no enrich, no nothing. Guys, we have got to stop using those type of products when we are purchasing stuff to cook in our homes. So this, it only says flour on it. Okay. So basically you just knead it like this, and then I'm gonna cover it and let it kind of rise, you would call it, like let it set, and then you fry it. So here we go. Now we're on to the DIY. Okay, so this is going to be a centerpiece that I am going to use for my kitchenette table. So I got what I did is I got some of my pot covers and I tested them on top of the bowl to see which one would fit properly, like fit inside the bowl but be a tight fit, and then I used that to trace this out, and now I'm using a knife to cut out that circle. It was kind of hard to cut because that the foam that I'm using is not a soft one, so it was kind of hard to cut. So what I did is when I was shaving it off, I shaved it in an angle because the bowl itself goes in an angle. So now when I push that down, it will fit really tight. So you see how tight that fit, guys? So I thought I would have to glue it or whatever. I did not have to glue it. So it just fit really nice and tight in there, and it kind of filled up my gap. And now I can add my moss. So I got all these products from, I think, yeah, it was Hobby Lobby. I think it was Hobby Lobby that I had purchased these from like a few months ago to do this DIY. So what I'm going to do is, again, I am going to cut the moss out in a circle because I didn't know that it had this adhesive on the back of it, which was awesome for me because I was going to use the hot glue gun to glue it down. But I didn't have to use the hot glue gun because of this adhesive that it has attached to it. So that was an awesome find. So I just removed the adhesive and then I just stick it down. Yeah, that was so easy. I was so happy when I saw that. So I was going to like fill it to make it high in the middle, and I was like, you don't need to do that. The fruits are going to do that. And then I added this like at different spots. And of course, now I had to use my glue gun to try to keep these in place so they won't move around as much. So what I'm basically doing is randomly putting it because as you can see, it's a different color green. So I wanted the different color greens to be peeking out to give a 3D effect basically. And these all came in the same packet. It had these different color bushes, so I'm placing them to where I think you might be able to see them after I put the fruits, or I'll try to leave the fruits open enough to see them. Some of them got hidden, like the colored ones. So, but it's okay. And now what I'm randomly going to be placing the fruits. I was kind of testing out the layout on how I want to lay them out. And then I just took the glue gun and I placed the glue where I know it's going to be touching the moss. And then I put some glue in between where I know the two fruits are going to touch, and that would help to keep them together. So I have this, I think you call this avocado or something like that. So I had only 2 of those. I wish I had about 3 of those. That's the only thing I missed. I wish it was 3, but I had only picked up 2. So I add those. It's just basically, I wanted it to be like all green, but in the end, I did have some like lemon and some peaches there. And I don't know, the lemons were looking kind of Pacific to me. So I didn't do the lemons, but I did went ahead and do the peach. And the good thing about this, if I ever want to, let's say, take the peaches out and put lemon in, it's like super easy to do because I'm using the glue gun. So these are like smaller pears that I'm using to fill in some empty spaces here and there because I didn't want to put any more big pears. Yeah, too much big pears would not do it justice, you know. And you can stack the smaller ones on top each other. So you just randomly add in as you go. There's no, there's no key to this. You just add as you go, fill it in as you feel like. Remember to not overdo it. Too much of anything is not good. So here you see where I'm adding the peaches here and there, just to add some color here and there. I don't know. I looked at the yellow. It was really bright for the lemons, and I was like, I don't know, because I really only wanted this thing to be green, and I just felt like the yellow would have really compete with the green a little bit too much for me. So I skipped the yellow. So these picks right here, I had ordered these like a year plus ago from Amazon to do another DIY that I just never end up doing. And I was like, hey, let me go get those and stick them in there. So I'm going to stick one here in the middle, but it was too much. So in the end, I did remove it. And I think like, I don't know if the next day or something is when I removed it or a couple hours after. I was like, girl, you know you don't have to use all of them. So it was 2 that was the same size, and the one that I had up on the top was a bigger one. So I took it out and only left the 2 on the side. So you guys know that this vase, that white vase that I just took off, and those stems right there is what I was supposed to use those leaf picks to do that DIY. And that white vase I just removed off of this table, that was a DIY that I also did. It used to be a clear glass jar, and I sprayed it with a texture, and then I put a white on top of that. So guys, here is my fruit basket on top of my table. Now, I actually saw this fruit basket. It was the bottom was black. I forgot which store it was, but it was like $500. I just got this done for under $100. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. So guys, here's my kitchen. It's simple. It can do the holidays, and after the holidays, all I have to do is remove that pick out of the water pitcher, and I can move on to my next season. And that's what I was telling you guys. If you don't go overboard, especially if you don't have nobody who's trying to help you take all these Christmas decorations down, you can just do a nice clean, add a few things here and there, add it in candles, add it in little picks like I did, and it's very easy to remove that when the season is over to move on. And I don't think I really wanted to do much anyway, because my kitchen backsplash, as you can see, is not finished. Like I said, over here, I'm not too happy with that styling, but I'll wait to see what you guys give me advice to put in those canisters. But I really love my new set, and I really love how it turned out. I did go and find some new kitchen towels. I did find some that matches what I got going on the Christmas tree with the plaid. So I end up changing that red and putting those out. Okay guys, I wanted to give you a view of my kitchen when it's more going into the evening time and how it looks like. This is how it looks, because those lights on my under counter lights, they never turn off. So this is the mood and how the kitchen looks, and I just love it. It's very, very peaceful and it looks very elegant. I kind of like this setup with the lights off. Yeah, I like it better with the lights off. Again, guys, don't be afraid to keep it simple. I think the older I get, the more I want simplicity. Now on to my bedroom, guys. Let me tell y'all about this bedroom. I have been half cleaning my bedroom for the past, I want to say 3 months. I could not get in the mood to clean my room. So the bed I would do, but like I'll change out my sheets or whatever. But I had a bag of clothes that I washed that met another bag of clothes that I washed, that I traveled in a suitcase. The first travel to Africa, I left this suitcase there because we was traveling in the next few days. So the suitcase was there open for me to remove the dirty clothes out of it and put the clean. And then I came back from my second trip, and the suitcase was sitting there open with one side with clean clothes, my other side with my dirty clothes for me to unpack. And I was just stepping over stuff. And I was like, I need to clean this room. So I was like, you know what? I got to do a video. And then I've been so busy. So I don't know. This video right here, I just like, you have to do this video. So guys, you will see I shopped my home. The only thing that is new on this bed is going to be my throw and one green pillow. I shopped my home. Now this four blanket that I have, I forgot that I bought that blanket months ago, and I said I would use it for Christmas. So I had already like put this gray throw that goes across my bed. I had loved that thing so much. They didn't have it in a king, so I had bought it in a queen, and I used to use it like a throw to go across my bed. I put it there, and the gray was just really sticking out like a sore thumb. So I knew that I had 3 of these large covers, and I couldn't find them. So I had to unpack an entire closet, and I found them. And in doing so, I found this fur blanket that I had purchased that I said I was going to use for Christmas. So I didn't mind after I unpacked that entire closet. So I changed out the gray, and I am putting this on the bed instead, and it made the bed look so fat and cozy. Like, I just loved it. Yeah, it makes the bed look really soft and chunky and nice. So yeah. So in the nighttime, I do not take this off. I would just use, I have like a lot of blankets underneath. Like I have a coverlet, I have a blanket, I have the flat sheet. So I normally would sleep on top of the blanket underneath the coverlet. Okay, so this is the green throw. And now here is the reveal. I thought that this green would not have worked with the blue chair, but it actually works. And I was thinking it wasn't going to work because they're so close to each other on the color wheel. Normally when you have colors like that, they normally fight with each other. But I think because they're both so minimal and the white is very dominating in the room, it kind of washed the two out from fighting with each other, if you understand what I mean by that. So like I said, I kept it very minimal. And the good thing about this is I don't have to change this out for spring if I don't want to. So on my bed, I wanted all white on the bed, and then to just throw in the little bit of green to match with what I got going on downstairs. So again, I kept it minimal. I just want simplicity for some reason in my life. I want things to be very simple now. I don't like all of that fuss anymore. I don't know. I just don't like it. It's like for my birthday. My birthday was a few days ago, December 1st. And Babe continuously asking me, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? And I couldn't think on anything because I keep looking at all the stuff I have and being disgusted that I have so much stuff. And I turned to him one day and I said, you know what I want for my birthday? I want peace. I want peace and I want to be served. I'm always cooking. So I want peace. I want you to cook for me and I don't want nobody fussing with me. I just want peace. And he delivered. He came and gave me my peace. He cooked my breakfast. He cooked my dinner. He gave me my in-between snacks. Everything. And it was a peaceful, relaxing day. We watched some soccer. We watched some movies. And we relaxed the entire day. I was able to chill in my pajamas and just be happy all day. So guys, look for peace in your life in this new year and this holiday season coming up. Bye.